Hey everybody, I'm up here in Ozark and I have someone who's going to buy a couple of these nucs from me from the splits we made a few weeks back. And so I want to show you how I transfer these, a couple of nucs into these 10 frame hives. Well, the hives he bought are really kind of cool. I've seen these, but I've never actually tried them out before. They've got all kinds of bells and whistles, all kinds of neat features. So they're pretty cool. Not even sure what the brand of them is. Apimaye, it looks like, A-P-I-M-A-Y-E. But they really put a lot of thought into these. I really could never afford to do these, at least not in bulk. It's these things, little doors slide so the bees can go in and out these holes. There's a bee going in right there, checking it out, I guess. Got this little ventilator here. You got an area, a little escape there, a bit of a higher upper entrance. They kind of buckle down right here with the buckle. And they're really neat. They're really fancy. They're not as expensive as I thought they'd be. I think for a full setup, they've got the feeders in here. They got all the little bells and whistles down here. Well, there's some bees getting in there somehow. So I don't even know what all the features are on these things. But anyway, I'm gonna get these nucs transferred over. I went in these bees a few days ago, actually marked the queens with a blue marker for 2020. And I may actually, we'll see how strong they look, I may actually add a frame of brood, but there's quite a bit of brood in there. These queens just started laying probably about a week ago. So there might be a little bit of capped brood in here, but I'll see. I'll just decide when I get in them. I may add a frame of brood from a strong hive. Okay, we got all set up here. Goal is to transfer this nuc into this box from the fellow that bought these bees. Now, one more thing I didn't mention about these boxes, is they have these little handles. Make it kind of ergonomically easy to pick them up and set them down. So there's a lot of cool features about these. It's just a little bit out of my price range. At least, you know, trying to do a lot of hives would be very expensive. So we're going to see how this works here. Set the lid off. These little feeders you can dry feed or wet feed. Oh, I gotta go get the frames out of the other one. Alright, so these frames are actually made out of plastic. Show you. Plastic frames. And I guess you just put your own foundation in there. I'm not sure how that works. These little bands that hold them in place. So, I don't know. Pretty cool to me. And then they even thought about having a spacer you put in there that keeps the frames the right distance apart. So, anyway, it's a little fancier than what I use, but hey, I think it'll work out nice. There's another guy in the local bee club that uses these and really likes them. And I think he might be the one that recommended them to this fella. So here we go. We'll see how this hive looks here. When I went in on Monday, the queen was doing really well. She was beginning to lay, had some, just had a lot of eggs and maybe even some young larvae in here. So we're going to see. Smoke them a little bit here. Get them off that burr comb they're building. This is the one disadvantage of these type of nucs is they will build this burr comb up here to fill up that extra space, and it's okay. I really like the advantage of having that upper entrance, the top entrance that's available for them, and the interchangeable tops and bottoms. So remember these, when I made these splits, we left some brood in here and that has pretty much all hatched. On this particular frame, they're putting some nectar and honey in around the edges on that frame. But they've kind of cleaned out these cells here, I think, for the queen to lay in, which is a good sign. And I do see some eggs in some of those cells. Really, almost every cell, so that's the good news. So I'm going to put the frame in here. I'm just going to checkerboard them. This time of the year, that's usually what I do. That smoke's getting me. And if you feed them, which I believe this guy's going to do, they should draw out this new foundation very quickly. If I find the queen, I'll show her to you. First time I've ever really marked queens was this past when I did these up here. Oh yeah, there's a ton of this new larvae in there. The bees are super calm, and I like that about them. They've even got a little bit of brood here. Let me show you real quick on this frame. You could probably, I don't know if you can see, we got some pollen over here. Pollen right here. Bees are very calm. Bees are very calm. Look how calm they are on this side. They're just working. And underneath there, I don't know how well you can tell, but there is larvae in almost every cell. So I think this is going to end up being a really nice nuke. I probably ought to go ahead and scrape any burr comb off the bottom. I don't think there's as much room in the bottom of this hive as there is in my nuke. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think he's going to have a nice hive here. Boy, these bees are so calm. The original queen in this hive was a Pendel queen from some splits we made last summer. There's the queen. She is a really pretty queen. Now this is one of the new queens I got from Sleeping Bear Farms. You see her right there. See, I've marked her little thorax up there. Look how pretty she is. Looks like the bees might have rubbed some of the blue marking off of her, but you can still see it. And there's a lot of brood on there. The brood is starting to mature, so I don't think I need to add any brood to this. This thing is going to explode. Yeah, she's easy to see. She's really an orange or golden color. She happens to be hanging out right on that burr comb I want to get rid of. So where'd she go? Yeah, she's off of it now. I'm going to drop this burr comb down on the hive, and then I'll just toss it out here. You could probably tell that is just a beautiful frame of brood. So we don't need to really adjust or change this hive around at all. They're going to boom, I think. Super easy with these bees. I want to treat them with the utmost respect. Maybe they'll treat me with respect and not sting me. I have some bees up here that are pretty temperamental. And but I think these queens that I bought the cells for are known for, one of their characteristics is they're pretty gentle, I believe. Keeping in mind that they did mate with drones from my bee yard up here, or from the surrounding area. This frame has just pollen, it's got a little brood on it, got honey around the edges. It's just kind of a little mix and match of a little bit of everything, which is okay. Same thing on this side. They got some larvae growing in there. So this queen has filled up most of the cells that are available. So hopefully they can get some of this new foundation drawn out quickly. and I think they will, for her to start laying in. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the prospects of how this hive is going to do. I haven't sold a lot of nucs in the past. This frame has 100% honey on it on that side, so they got plenty of food. This side has honey all around the top, and then nectar in the lower section of the frame. So they really have all the food and everything in here just to thrive. They're doing well. And I think he's probably going to feed them, which is okay. It'll help give him even more of a lift. And he's going to have to be ready to add boxes probably pretty quickly, because we are just, I know I've said this recently on other videos, but I've said previously we're on the verge of a big flow, and we're really kind of coming into it now. I think it's pretty much here. The next couple of months are going to be really super busy for the bees, packing the honey in. Everything's a little early here this year, so we might be more in a flow than I think we are. We might have been for a while now. Okay, I'm going to see if these spacers work on these other kinds of frame. I hope they do. Spacers that keep everything just right. Yeah, they're going to work, I think. Yeah, they're going to fit down over those frames. Keep everything spaced out really nice. Maybe. There we go. I like those spacers. Actually, they're kind of cool. Whoever designed these boxes, I think, did a tremendous job. I've just never been willing to spend the kind of money to get something that's nice and fancy. So my buddy has there are a few beetles in the bottom, which you expect to have hive beetles in your hive. There's going to be a few. There's different things you can do to treat those. I personally kind of prefer the beetle blasters. I think he's getting some of those. But a nice strong hive will pretty much keep them in check, but it's still a good idea to give your bees the best chance of success possible by helping keep those under control. So I've also used some like kitchen towelette things you can put in there that they rough them up, kind of like a Swiffer type material, and they'll catch some of the beetles, but it's just kind of a personal preference. So, all right, now we have here these bees in the bottom. I may just kind of dump them on the ground. There are a few hive beetles in the bottom of the hive, so we don't want to dump all those in there. So I may just kind of let these bees do their thing, kind of bump them on the ground a little bit, kind of get them flying. And I got to open up the entrance to this. The bottom came off of this. Got to open up the entrance so the bees can get in. I'm just going to open it all the way up. I think that's fine. So what we're going to do now, we got the bees in here. Just going to put this is kind of like an inner cover / feeder that goes on here, like this. Once again, it can be adapted for dry food or syrup. He's just going to have to figure all that out. Really a neat idea. I really like these things. I'm not really that familiar. And then, the syrup goes in here. There's like a little ladder, if you want to do it this way, for the bees to climb up and go in. And then if you flip this little thing here around, somehow the bees can climb. If you want to feed candy or dry sugar or whatever, or pollen, the bees can climb in there and get that. So it's got a setup for both. So I'm going to let these bees, I'm going to move this back where they were, over a little bit. And I'm going to take this box and move it over where the nuc was, even though they're already starting to orient. Right here. And we have We got the bees in the 10 frame box now, so that's pretty cool. I tried out today my Guardian bee jacket I got here. It's ventilated jacket, it's really nice. It came with a fencing veil. And tried out the round bell today. I also ordered one of those. I like it okay. It also has access on the sides, so if you want to get a drink of water or something, you can reach in here and get a drink of water. I haven't figured out I don't think it'll fold forward, but you can get access to it if you need to wipe your face or get a drink, which is pretty neat. And it fits on the jacket perfectly. So I'm really impressed with the Guardian Bee protective gear. Actually, I like this zip up one, but I really kind of like the pullover as much as the other. It doesn't have this Velcro thing here, and it just pulls over and it's on. The veil is actually sewed into the jacket, so I like that one as well. But I've been impressed with the quality. I think these jackets are going to last me well. Because I don't wear gloves that often, the big beekeeping gloves, unless the bees are really fired up. I've been wearing those black nitrile gloves from Harbor Freight recently, and they work well. But today the bees are so gentle, I'm just going without gloves. So I just thought I'd get a little, tell you kind of what I think about this jacket here. But these hives are pretty cool. Apimaye, A-P-I-M-A-Y-E. And of course you can buy them. You can buy deeps and mediums, have whatever combination you want. A little pricey, but if you just want a couple of hives, I think they're pretty cool. I just can't afford to get more. I can't afford to have 100 of these. We'd be looking at a lot of money there. But if you're a kind of a hobbyist beekeeper, you just want a few hives, they might be worth the money to give them a try. I'll be curious to see what my friend thinks about his. But the bees seem to be fine. You saw the queen, she's doing well. She's filling this thing up. Lots of breeze starting to get capped. I think this thing's going to explode. And I'm guessing he'll have to add the second box on here probably within a month at the most, especially if he feeds them. Well, that's what I'm doing today, getting these two nucs ready. I haven't sold a lot of nucs in the past. My biggest concern has always been just quality. I don't want to sell someone junk, so to speak. I don't want to sell someone a 2 or 3 frame nuc that just dies out or the queen's not strong. And so I've always been a little hesitant to sell bees. But it is a little stream of income I'm going to try to establish here. I'm not really advertising that I sell a lot of nucs because I don't have a lot to sell, but I'll sell a couple here or there to friends. I've got someone else that's going to get one from me next week. I may start trying to do that just a little bit. And I'm really impressed. I think these queens from Sleeping Bear, I like the idea of getting these cells and having them mate with my, the stronger hives. I think will produce the most drones. And so hopefully they'll mate with the best drones and create a strong product. So I'll be curious to see how these do. He's going to come pick them up this evening after the bees have settled in for the evening. Hopefully all the foragers are home. And then hopefully he'll be off on a fun beekeeping adventure. I think that's enough for now. I'm going to sign off. I got a lot to do here. Going to go through some of these, peek in on them, and try and find and mark the queens I couldn't find when I was up here the other day, and just kind of peek in on a few. I've really been through these hives pretty good. I don't need to go through them all, but I'm going to peek in on a few of these, especially these little splits, and see how they're doing, and just double check them today, see if I can get those queens marked that I couldn't find, etc. And then we'll move on to something else. Thanks for watching Bruce's Bees, guys. Subscribe if you'd like. On the next video.